All right, welcome back. Let's just jump right in, because today we are talking about a theory that is, wow, it's so ambitious, it's trying to literally redraw the map of our entire universe. It's called the Triad model, and get this, it claims it can solve some of the biggest, most nagging puzzles in all of cosmology.
So let me ask you something. And this feels like it's straight out of a cosmic detective story, right? What if the biggest secrets of the universe, I'm talking dark matter, black holes, the expansion of space itself, what if the clues have been hiding in plain sight this whole time, just waiting for someone to connect the dots? That's exactly the idea we're going to dig into today.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at cosmology's biggest unsolved mysteries. Then, we'll meet the three cosmic ingredients. We'll get into these wild ideas of prisons, vents, and portals. After that, the universal conservation law that supposedly ties it all together. We'll see how we could actually test this whole thing. And finally, what this new map of reality looks like.
Okay, let's get into it. Part 1, the unsolved mysteries. Think of this as the cosmic crime scene, you know? We're laying out all the clues, all the weird inconsistencies where our current laws of physics just, well, they start to break down.
And look, these are not small issues we're talking about. Take the Hubble tension. Basically, how fast we see the universe expanding today doesn't match up with how fast our models say it should be expanding based on the early universe. It's a huge disagreement. Then there's the S8 discrepancy. Same kind of problem, but with how clumpy matter is. And on top of all that, you've got these massive theoretical headaches, like the information paradox in black holes, and this really weird one. Where are all the white holes? They're the exact opposites of black holes. They should exist according to the math, but we don't see them anywhere.
Just to give you an idea of how serious this Hubble tension thing is, it's sitting at what scientists call a 4 sigma level of certainty. Now, in the world of physics, 5 sigma is like the gold standard. It means you've discovered something new. So 4 sigma, that's really, really close. It tells us this isn't just some sloppy measurement. No way. This is a real crack in our cosmic foundation, a giant signpost pointing to something totally new.
Okay, so we've got our mysteries. Now, let's line up the usual suspects. To really get what this new theory is proposing, we first need to get familiar with the main players in our current understanding of the universe, the three basic ingredients that make up, well, everything.
And this right here, this is what's so wild. It really shows you just how much we're in the dark. Everything we know, everything we can see or touch, stars, planets, you, me, this screen, that's all baryonic matter. And it's a pathetic 5% of the universe. Just 5%. The rest is a total mystery. You've got 27% dark matter, this invisible glue holding galaxies together, and then a staggering 68% is dark energy, the stuff that's making the universe expand faster and faster. So yeah, these are our three big cosmic ingredients.
Okay, now we get to the really cool part. This is where the Triad model comes in and just flips the script. It doesn't just look at these ingredients. It completely reimagines what the most extreme things in our universe are even for. It turns them into something else. Prisons, vents, and secret portals.
So here's the first big idea. Forget thinking about a black hole as just a really dense thing. The Triad model says no. Think of it as a topological prison. Its gravity is so intense that it bends our 4D spacetime inward from all sides, creating this perfect one-way door. Anything that crosses the event horizon, doesn't matter if it's mass, energy, even dark matter, it gets trapped, sealed away, forever. There is no way out. It's a 4D prison.
Now, here's the thing. According to Einstein's general relativity, if you have something like a funnel sucking everything in, you should also have a funnel shooting everything out. And that's a white hole. It's the perfect twin of a black hole, just running in reverse. Instead of sucking stuff in, it violently spits stuff out. You can't even get inside one. And that creates a huge problem, right? We see black holes all over the place. So where are the white holes?
And yeah, that is the multi-trillion-dollar question, isn't it? Because our current physics says that in our universe, white holes would be ridiculously unstable, like super fragile. The theory goes that if even a single particle of light got near one, poof, it would instantly collapse into a black hole. So if they're that unstable, how could they possibly exist at all?
Well, this is where the Triad model gets really clever. Its answer is they're hiding. They exist, but not really in our universe. They're sort of next door. The idea is that white holes are actually stable cosmic exhaust vents, but they're nestled in higher dimensions, in what are called brains. You can think of them like protective shields. This setup completely separates them from our space, so they can just keep venting energy out forever without ever collapsing. Okay, so we have the prisons, black holes, and the vents, white holes. The third piece of the puzzle is the portals. These are the secret passageways that keep everything in balance. The Triad model pictures them as these tiny hidden doorways, maybe some kind of new particle, that let the cosmic ingredients change into each other. So regular matter can turn into dark matter. Dark matter can turn into energy, all thanks to these portals. All right, so how does this all fit together? Well, it all comes down to one single, fundamental new law. This is really the core of the Triad model. It takes Einstein's famous equation and expands it to cover everything in the entire cosmos. And here it is. It looks simple. U equals m plus E plus delta, and so on, and it all equals a constant. So what does that mean? U is the total amount of stuff in the whole multiverse. M is our normal matter, E is energy, delta is dark matter. That ... at the end, that's everything else. The portals, maybe even weird stuff in other universes. But the main point, the really profound idea here, is that the total amount of stuff, U, never ever changes. It's always conserved. The best way to think about this is the sealed jar analogy. It makes everything click. Just picture the whole universe as one giant sealed jar. The total amount of stuff inside, that's you, it can't change. Inside the jar, you've got your ingredients, the physical bricks of mass, the light and heat of energy, and the invisible glue of dark matter. And those portals we talked about, they're just little doors inside the jar that let the ingredients switch places or change from one form to another. But, and this is key, nothing ever leaves the jar, and nothing new ever gets in. It's a completely closed, perfectly balanced system. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds cool, it's a great story, but is it actually science? Because any good scientific theory has to be testable, right? You have to be able to make predictions that we can go out and look for. So how would we even begin to check if any of this is real? And this is the crucial part. The Triad model isn't just waving its hands around. It makes very specific, very real predictions. For instance, it says if white holes are venting from other dimensions, our gravitational wave detectors like LIGO might pick up weird echoes. It predicts that if the portals are real, our super-sensitive dark matter detectors could see strange, unexplained flashes of light. We could even look for specific kinds of distortions in the cosmic microwave background, the baby picture of our universe. Every one of these is a concrete signal that we can actually go and hunt for. So let's zoom out and put all these pieces together. What kind of universe does this model actually describe? What does this new map of reality really look like? I want to come back to this quote because it just perfectly sums up the whole idea. Imagine the universe as a sealed jar, carefully balanced and perfectly preserved. It's a total shift in thinking, away from a bunch of separate problems to one big interconnected system. At the end of the day, what the Triad model is really saying is that the cosmos is a single unified system. Black holes aren't where things end, they're just prisons. Information isn't destroyed, it's just locked up. White holes aren't missing, they're just vents in another dimension, making sure the system doesn't overload. And these portals are working behind the scenes, constantly making sure the universal books are perfectly balanced. Nothing is ever truly lost. So that's the big idea I want to leave you with. What if our universe isn't the whole story? What if it's just one part of a much larger, perfectly balanced and interconnected whole? A cosmic machine where nothing is ever really gone, it's just transformed. It's a pretty mind-bending thought. Thanks for diving in with me.